But speaking of making things prettier, today I actually wanted to talk about, as artists, a lot of times doubt ourselves so much. Now I look back and I see, it's part of the discovery of self, learning who I am as an artist, what I can do, what I like to do. This ladder's a little bit old. Maybe I should put some grease on it. Well, today I'm out here painting. I got this contract to do this house, and it's actually a very fun project for me. It's not far from my house. I get to make a neighborhood house beautiful, help the new owners to decide on how they're going to decorate or make their house look. This is a craftsman style house. It's a nice house, and they're great neighbors, so I'm happy they actually kind of becoming our friends now. I just like taking pride and making things prettier. But speaking of making things prettier, today I actually wanted to talk about some of my paintings that I've done before in the past. As artists, a lot of times doubt ourselves so much. And these doubts can a lot of times just paralyze us. And I know it happens to me, so it has to happen to other artists. So I think it's important to share our experiences with each other. And then that way, we can learn off of each other. Now I look back and I see, it's part of my discovery of self, learning who I am as an artist, what I can do, what I like to do, which is very important. A lot of times, people like me don't give time to themselves or credit to themselves for the things that they have already done. This new series of videos I'm going to be doing, I actually have so much footage of things I've created already. I just haven't shared it. I just didn't know how to share it, honestly. I was like, how do I go about sharing all this? I was inspired by another YouTube channel where they're building or fixing up a chateau. So as I was saying, I had to put my phone on airplane mode because telemarketers start calling at the worst times. Years ago, I didn't know what to paint, and as an artist, I think that's probably sometimes one of the more difficult ones, is especially if you have like these aspirations of selling your work, being recognized by your work. I know I focused a lot on that for years, like what should I paint? What should I paint? One of the paintings I did was this Rocky painting. It was a portrait of Rocky, and at the time I was really, I would say I've been into portraits the majority of my life. I feel like a lot of artists can do portraits, and how are you going to make yourself stand out with your portraits is a big key. So I had done this very stylized painting of Rocky, and it was in a scene where his coach was telling him to get up and keep fighting, can't quit. It was also an ode to myself as an artist, because a lot of times I just feel throwing in the towel and being like, this isn't working out, this isn't happening. And no matter how many times I've told myself that, I've actually never quit. I just keep painting, and I may take long breaks, but at the end of the day, I still keep painting. And I think it's part of my nature. It's part of who I am at this point. The good thing is I feel like I've found my style. I like older movies that I grew up with. So this painting spoke to me, the Rocky painting. It wasn't just a painting of Rocky for me. It was the message behind it. The message was to keep fighting. And I've displayed it a few times, done a few shows with it. But to this day, it hasn't sold. I think as artists, sometimes we let ourselves down because we're like, I got to pay rent, or I gotta pay my bills, or whatever is coming up. But we forget we're the creators, we can continue creating until something sticks and something sells, and then we can pay bills. But, do you have the wherewithal to withstand all that time and pressure? Well, I've done it. I've done it many times. I feel like I'm gonna lose it all. I'm fighting the wrong fight, and then next thing you know, I'm throwing a little lifeline, and a painting sells, or I get a mural. It doesn't matter, you know. The journey is part of it, and we forget to appreciate the journey of finding ourselves and finding what we like. Have the confidence in yourself and what you can do, and know that no matter what you do, somebody out there's gonna like it. The point is, just do it. Just do whatever you're thinking of, because that's the whole point of this rant. Is just gotta explore as an artist. Don't beat yourself up over the things that you've done. You know, even if you don't like them anymore, I'm surprised by some of my paintings. You know, like that. I'm like, you know, I did it a long time ago, and I lost the oomph that I had over that work that I did at the time. But then somebody sees it that has never seen it, and they're like, this is magnificent. So I got a lot of projects going on. I'd love for you to tune in and watch. So please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to set up a Patreon where you can help our channel grow. And it's going to be fun. Guarantee you. Until next time, this is Donoski.